Joe is the managing partner of 24 Karat Sparkling Wine and also the founder, I guess, or president,
That's correct,
of West Coast Beverage. You're kind of like me. You get to travel around and talk to a whole bunch of people.
How lucky are we?
Pretty lucky, actually.
That's right. I enjoy it too.
So how much travel are you doing for your work right now?
Well, right now I travel about 50% of the time. I'd say Monday through Thursday. I'm traveling anywhere from New York to Boston to Seattle, Washington, and everything in between. So I'd say about 50% of the time, as high as 70% of the time on, certain times of the year. In the beverage industry, the October-November period's pretty crazy, especially when you're talking about alcohol. And then in June, July, it gets pretty crazy when you're talking about a non-alcoholic product. So it just really depends.
Never thought about that. Yeah, but you're right.
Yeah.
Because for my industry, it's usually Christmas, but like it's weird up in Northern California. Excuse me. I'm slow in the Christmas time because a lot of my products are sold to the field workers.
Oh yeah.
And in the winter time, the field workers move down south, so they'll go to Calexico, Yuma, or even back down to Mexico. So my territory up in Northern California is actually really slow in the wintertime.
Wow.
Even for Christmas, because their customers aren't there.
Yeah. That's interesting. It's funny how, regardless of what industry you're in, whether you're beverages or tools or apparel, whatever, that there's always a seasonal period where your business spikes. I love that. I think that's one of the things I love about the beverage industry is that there's always a specific period of time where consumers drink more beverages, which just means I have to travel more, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
But that's okay. I love traveling.
What do you like about it?
Well, ever since I was a kid, I just hated routine. I like number one, I like meeting new people. Let me start there. Yeah. And I love being in a new city, a new town, and I appreciate the landscape, the history, and every day is a different day. Quite honestly, I know that sounds kind of corny, but it really is. I couldn't see myself having to be in the same building, at the same desk 4 or 5 days a week. I respect it. Don't get me wrong, because, I have a lot of friends. Yeah, that's right. And I have a lot of friends and family where, they'd hate to travel because, what do you mean I'm going to be away from my wife, daughter, kids? But I love it. It just makes me appreciate being home that much more. That's kind of how I look at it.
That's a really common theme with most of the people I talk to, because I'm the same way. I mean, I can work out of my home office, but then I know at a certain point I've got to get on the road, to make money. And I've got, for me, I do a lot of driving for my work because I have to go out with my samples on it. But I'll take different routes, different roads.
Yeah, that's funny.
Just so I'm not going the same way every 4 times a year.
Yeah. That isn't that great? I do the same thing, and I always make it a point. In fact, I keep a journal, and I used to write everything down in my moleskin, and then, quite honestly, I had about 13 or 14 moleskins that were full. I started writing all my notes on my smartphone, but I always do. I visit independent restaurants. 99% of the time, I rely on Yelp and word of mouth. So I'm always trying a new diner, a new restaurant. I give as much as I can to the independent business owner. And I feel really good about that, to be honest with you, because in a lot of ways I'm an independent business owner myself. So it's tough out there. And plus the corporate location, they get enough of my money. So yeah.
So what exactly?
Another thing I do to break my routine.
Yeah. I
think that's one thing that, always recommend that people look and visit new places wherever they visit. And quite honestly, if you're a traveling professional, like, we are, it's always nice to know a little bit more about the town and the people where your clients, do the majority of their business. It's almost like a prep before my meeting. It's one thing to get to know your customer, their likes, their dislikes. Are they a baseball fan, a football fan, stuff like that. But I think they also appreciate when they know somebody who lives, like in my case, in Southern California, and I'm in Portland, Oregon. I think they really appreciate when I've taken the time to get to know the town and the history around Portland, Oregon. Yeah. Because, now I'm not just a guy that's coming in here trying to sell them new stuff. I'm a person that really tries to care about what's important there. And for me, it's educating myself on stuff, and I'm all about reading and talking. So I think it's really served me well in my career.
I consider myself, because it sounds like we're similar, but I consider myself a relationship salesperson versus a transactional salesperson.
Me too.
And transactional being furniture, jewelry, cars, something that at Best Buy retail sales.
Yeah,
that's a transactional sale. I'm going to here's my best price. Here's what I'm doing. Blah blah blah.
Right.
For me, I'm going out and seeing the same customers 4 to 5 times a year.
Yeah.
So if I try and sell too much or burn a bridge, it's no good.
No, it's not. It's not. And one thing, like people that the beverage industry is $1 billion industry, but it's really a small knit, a group of individuals that are the decision makers.
Yep.
I tell you, when I say this, they would buy product from me, regardless if I had the best price in town or not. They're buying from me because they know I'm a man of my word. They know I care about what I'm doing. I take pride in it. I call myself the beverage Jedi, and I take pride in that because,
yep.
And last but not least, they've invested in me over the years, like I invest in them. So, like you, it's all about relationships. That comes added responsibility too,
Absolutely.
As a sales guy, you got to hit a quota, you have to hit a number, you have to, meet a need there. And so sometimes you go out there and you call out a favor. I mean, let's be honest. How many times have you called somebody and said, hey, we're really close to, being at this number here. Do you think, you can help me out here? It happens all the time. They trust me, so they have less of an issue having to do that because they know I'll be there to help them out if needed. So that's kind of the way it is for me as well.
Like I said, it sounds like we're in different industries but similar trades.
Right. Yeah. That's a good thing we're not. It's a good thing we're not in the same industry, because then we'd be competing with each other, and I'd hate to compete against you.
Nah. It's so funny because I learned a long time ago, just with all the sales books and all that I learned even in my 20s. So I'm in my 50s now, but you never bad talk your competition, and I still see it. And usually it's the younger people.
That's right.
That will try and put me down so they make themselves look better. And I'm like, I always say, hey, Wrangler, Cinch, and all these Carhartt, they're great companies. They're great brands. You got to have them. I'm just trying to get a piece of the pie.
Yeah.
But you need to carry it. It's just like, what's weird with me and the beverage industry that's weird to me is the Pepsi Coke wars.
Yeah.
If they sell Pepsi, they sell all Pepsi products. If they sell Coke, they only sell Coke products. And I'm like, that's just stupid to me, but it is what it is.
It is. And that is usually just in a restaurant, an arena.
Right. Because
if you go to a supermarket, there's greater variety. And I'll tell you that they're turf wars. But, like me, I'm a startup guy, and I'm usually with the brands that they're not really competing with the Cokes or the Pepsis or the,
but energy drinks.
Well, at the end of the day, there's only so much tummy space, right? So or every beverage is competing with every beverage because somebody's only going to consume so much tea or so much sparkling California wine or so much chocolate milk or whatever the case be.
Whatever it is, yeah.
Yeah, so, there is competition regardless, but that's why marketing's so important, right? Social, digital, those tools help salespeople sell more product, and the easiest way to sell more product is to touch, the consumers that are on their phone looking for, gone are the days where they're listening to radio or even watching TV. It's crazy to me. I love it though. To be honest with you, I'm a big fan of it. And I use it myself.
Well, yeah. I have a lot of my stores, my brick and mortar stores, they're always complaining about the internet and Amazon and online sales. And they go, well, I go, two things. One, it ain't going anywhere.
Right.
So you better figure it out before it puts you out of business.
Yeah.
I mean, it's literally that way in our, and I think most, look at Toys R Us.
I know.
Look at Sears, J.C. Penney's.
Radio Shack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I always tell because most of I only have one chain store and everybody else is a mom and pop.
Yeah.
And I tell them, I go, look, for one, there's nothing stopping you from doing it as well.
That's right.
And I have proof. I have one store that became my second largest account in 3 years doing online only sales.
Wow.
And he didn't come from the background. He didn't, he literally was like, he was a fan of what we sell and make, which is cowboy boots and jeans and all that.
Yep. And
he figured it out and worked hard as a second job. And now he was able to quit his main job. And now he does this full time.
Wow.
He's in the millions in sales.
I love that. That's great. See, that's a success story right there. You adapt and you overcome. And then now here he is competing. If he's the number 2 guy, then he's doing a lot right. I love that.
Yeah. Well, and I always tell people too, like, because I get asked about my podcast, and I tell people, I go, this, and as I hold up my phone and show it to him, I go, this does not know how old I am.
Right.
It doesn't know if I'm 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, or 80.
That's right.
It only knows what I put into it. So
that's right. That's true. I like that. I'm going to use that.
Yeah, please do. I'm sure I got somebody.
Yeah. No, I like that. I like that. And talk about, we'll use, here I'm going to plug Marriott a little bit, but, Marriott hotels, I stay exclusively at Marriott, not because there's, not a city, but I stay loyal to Marriott, American Express, Southwest Airlines, so that I can reap the rewards of building up these loyalty points. But Marriott has a great thing, it's an app on my phone, so I can check in, when hours before I actually land, so that I can have an earlier check-in time. I can check out on my phone. There's a lot of things that can save me time that are on my phone. And so not only can you buy product online, but you could make the process of something you've already purchased that much more convenient. I've already purchased an air flight or a ticket, or I've already booked a room, but I want to make it quicker and more convenient for me. So these apps help me use my time more wisely. How do you not like that?
Well, you've been in sales for a while. I'm in the same boat. It's like I can't imagine going back 20 years ago, not having a cell phone. Forget a smartphone. I didn't even have a cell phone.
Right.
So
yeah.
You sit there and you go, look at how much you use your phone as for sales rep. I have all my contacts in there. I have notes. I have their sales from last year.
Right.
I have my email. I can text them. I can FaceTime them.
That's true.
I can take videos up in the stores and send it back to my corporate office immediately.
Yes.
I got maps that tell me don't go this way because there's an accident at the 60-10 interchange.
That's so funny. Yeah, I swear, you and I, that's exactly what I do. I write a little note, like the last time I met with Mary. Mary reminded me that she's a big fan of Elton John, and I make these notes so the next time I hear Elton John or I hear Mary, I follow up, and if there's ever an opportunity for me to do something nice for one of my customers, and I have these little notes that I write in my contact area, because in the contact area there's a section for notes and anniversaries and nicknames, and I mean, how beautiful is that?
And and God, I hate saying this because I feel like the old man that I am, but I often tell my daughters, like I had to tell both my daughters, get on LinkedIn. As soon as when they were in college, I'm like, get on LinkedIn, and and it's trying to describe to them, like, when they're like, well, I don't have any job experience. I go, yeah, but nobody knows that. So depending on how you phrase it,
that's right.
So
that's right.
It's the same thing with the phone, and same thing with, like, I had to teach my daughters how to use a map.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
Like, okay, here's a map. Go to page 6, find the street address, go to section G4. Go to that little quadrant.
That's right. That's right.
Find it.
Oh my gosh, the Thomas guide. I used to have 2 Thomas, one right underneath my the seat of my car with Post-its all over the place. I do not miss the Thomas guide.
Not at all.
No.
I had one for San Diego, for Imperial County, San Diego County, Riverside, San Bernardino, Orange, LA.
Oh, that is so. And they were big books too. It was.
Yeah.
Okay, had it almost.
And now it's all.
Okay, because they were so big.
Now it fits in my back pocket.
I know. Isn't that beautiful? And it even talks to me now. I know.
There, Joe. Oh.
Yeah, and now it talks to us. Not only does it fit in our back pocket, it tells us left, right, traffic. Does it get better than that?
It doesn't. I need the Star Trek transport.
Oh yeah.
I just wanted to take my car from my house to, like, on the other side of Castaic Lake, just so I can get out of LA traffic fast.
Wouldn't that be nice?
The rest of the drive I don't mind. Just getting from here to, like, Magic Mountain.
Oh yeah.
is a nightmare.
Oh boy, wouldn't that be nice? Well, they say we're not that far from having flying cars, and
here's why I don't think that will happen, Joe.
Why?
Next time you're on the 60, the 91, the 15, I want you to imagine all those people that can't drive on a road.
Yeah.
Now flying in the air.
That'd be scary.
I mean, really think about that for a second.
You know what? Let's hope that never happens. You're right. I just visualize that. That would be dangerous.
Because I sit on the freeways, and, like, yesterday was not a fun day of driving on the freeway. It was just like, this lady, I'm on the 110, coming back from downtown LA, and she decided to hit her brakes in the fast lane because she didn't know if she was going to get into the carpool lane or go over to the 105 interchange on the right side. Oh my gosh. So she literally started braking down to 40 miles an hour in the fast lane. Oh my gosh. Like, crazy. You're going to kill me. Yeah. My wife's really not going to like you. Yeah, exactly. That is exactly right. Yeah, it's that would be trouble. Well, let's hope that doesn't happen. I don't mind me getting one, right? But I don't want anyone else to get it. You know what? That would make our job a lot easier. That's for sure. Man. Oh gosh, yeah. Talk about convenience. That would be painless. Yeah, that sure would. So you have children? Or I do. I have 2. So how did you balance traveling and being on the road and still obviously wanting to be a good parent? Yeah, well, wasn't easy, that's for sure. So, I've got 2 children. When my first daughter was born, I was on the road 75% of the time, and sometimes I wouldn't come home for 2 weeks at a time because it made no sense for me to fly back for a day and a half and then have to fly back to,
New York from LA. That was very difficult. Of course, at the time there were no cell phones.
Yeah.
My wife and I really had to agree that when I was home, I was home. So when I was in the office working, I would shut it down at 5, and I would give her and, of course, my wife the attention that they needed and deserved. So I really had to work hard because, when you're young and you're starting off in a new career and you're really trying to prove yourself, you get so caught up and you assume that the kids are going to be okay because mom is taking care of them, but kids need mom and dad. So I really had to be there when I was there. And on weekends, I was engaged, Little League, softball, soccer.
Yeah.
So I'd be lying if I said it wasn't hard. It was very hard. My wife took a lot of, added responsibility, especially when it came to, discipline. When Dad would come home, it was like, Dad, they'd tell me all the great things and they wouldn't tell me all the bad things. And then it was very difficult for me to, punish them or say, hey, I'm really disappointed in you. How am I going to tell my kids who I haven't seen in a week how disappointed I am in them because they got to see? I couldn't do that. I felt guilty. So, oh boy, trust me, I don't miss those conversations. But my wife and I, I had to do things and say things that I really didn't want to and tell the kids why it was important that they listen to mom when dad wasn't there. I do not miss those times. My kids are now, 19 and 23. So I try not, this is kind of funny, I try not to think about those difficult times now because they really were tough. Like even telling you right now, there's this little pit in my stomach because I really missed my kids. And once or twice I asked myself, is this really the type of job for me? What's the cost at being out on the road? I'm going to miss so much of my kids, kids growing up. But I will say this, as you grow and as you move up the ranks, you start to manage your calendar. And it allowed me to be home more during baseball season where I knew my son needed me, or I never missed a major parent conference. I was at every major event, homecoming, parent conference. It's not like I'm sure I missed one or two, but I was at the majority of the big moments that my kids needed me. So that's kind of makes me feel good. At least I've asked them. I said, hey, did you ever feel like, I wasn't there for you guys? And, they'll joke with me and say, who are you?
Yeah.
Who? Wait, are you our real no, but no, so, but yeah, great question. Very difficult. But I think I managed it as best as I could.
And I think most people do, or at least they try. And you're right. I mean, the spouses of anyone that travels should get a medal as well.
Big time.
Yeah,
big time.
It's tough.
It's tough. Yeah, because then I'd take a vacation and I tell my wife, hey, go and enjoy yourself, plan a girl-only trip, go away for 2 or 3 days, honey. By day number 2, I'm like, hey, I miss you. You sure you don't want to come home early?
Yeah, what's going on?
Exactly. I'm like, hey, staying home and watching the kids, that's no easy either.
Yeah, it's not a party. It should
No,
be,
not at all.
It's just not.
It's not. It's not. Not when they're young. I mean, you can only watch so many reruns of like Scooby-Doo and Shaggy because back then, they didn't have Netflix and all these other great options. But yeah, it's funny. It's funny. It's boy, now I feel old. I'll tell you, Peter, reminiscing. Now I can totally see how quick time flies.
Yeah, well, I had my oldest came over for dinner last night, and she started going through her phone because I said, "Hey, do you ever stay in touch with so and so?" And she started showing me pictures. I'm like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
Man, I'm old.
Yeah. Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, that's funny. Well, being that you and I have traveled, it's funny, early on you get suckered into all these promotional things, like sign up for this and you get, I'm a big baseball fan, sign up for this and you get an LA Dodger beach towel, sign up for that. And I had so many promotional items that after a while, I ended up giving it all away, donating it or giving it to cousins and whoever. And so you really learned to really limit what it is you sign up for, especially when you're on the road, because sometimes you're by yourself, right? So you're like, hey, let me go walk and visit this mall, or let me try this new restaurant, and along the way you're introduced to something new and you're like, yeah, I'll try that. And oh my goodness, pretty soon your inbox of your personal email address is so full of junk that I kick myself for ever giving them my email account.
Yeah. That's all you can say.
Yeah, exactly. What do you say? Yeah, we've all been there. Yeah, it's funny. Oh yeah,
it's all good though.
It's all good.
So when you're traveling, do you do anything to stay in shape, to eat better?
I do. Buy fruit and nuts to have in my room or my work bag. I do push-ups every morning before I jump in the shower. I run in place. I used to take a jump rope, but I stopped doing that. But yeah, I have to.
Have you always done that, or just in the recent years?
I definitely used to do it during the early days when I was in my late 20s, early 30s, and then I got away from it in my mid 30s, early 40s. I'd say the last 3 or 4 years, I'm back at it. You have to, because sometimes there's those late nights where you're eating with a client, and God forbid I pass a great, prime rib restaurant or so I'd say that definitely do push-ups, sit-ups, and a lot of fruit and nuts, and I do a lot of protein shakes as well. I think protein shakes have helped me. So that's what I do. And then every so often when I can, I'll pack some swimming trunks. If there's a pool at the hotel, I'll go for a swim at night, a couple laps before I shower and go to bed.
Hey, for me, like, maybe I was just young and stupid, but I didn't do a lot when I was younger. And now that I'm older, I'm like, I got to eat cleaner. Let me find some bananas. Let me see where there's a gym close by.
That's right.
So I'll just I paid for just the drop-in fees for like a Equinox or a 24-hour fitness or whatever.
Right.
And just pull it up and just do. I think they're usually pretty cheap. Like
they are.
Like a couple bucks.
Yeah. Well, heck, even a lot of the hotels now their gyms are pretty nice. And sometimes I'll work. I mean, there are times where I'll go in there and I'll work out sometimes, and they've got ESPN, or I can, I'm on the treadmill, and I'm guilty of working out, giving myself a nice workout, and then going and showering, and then heading down to the bar and having 2 Stella beers and some peanuts, and then I get mad at myself because I probably shouldn't have had that second Stella, but I'm rewarding myself for a good workout. That's kind of what I do. Oh boy, it's funny.
You work it off to so you can gain it all back.
That's right. I love to eat. So if I'm going to continue loving to eat, then I'm going to have to burn off something. That's right. I'm going to have to work out. That's right.
You just have to.
That's right.
Like I said, now that I'm getting older, I've really started to be more conscious of what I eat. Like, I'm not just stopping at McDonald's to get some food on the road anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, but you know what? That is tough too. Because let's be honest. Sometimes I drive by an In-N-Out Burger or a McDonald's. Not so much McDonald's anymore. Although I am a sucker for the fries.
Yeah.
But you know, sometimes there's that urge. I don't know about you, but after after a sales meeting or a call, I'm pretty fired up. I'm pretty amped up. And so sometimes I just I'll drive and I'll look for a cool place to walk around. And a lot of times when I do that, I end up finding potential customers, believe it or not. It's almost
funny, yeah.
Yeah, and I'll make notes, and if I can go in there and talk to somebody, then I will. But the very next day, I'll go in there and I'll cold call. And cold calling always reminds me of the early days when I had to rely on cold calling, and it really does. And you acquire the skills to really be really good at whatever it is you're selling or doing. And so I do that a lot. It's for me, it comes easy. But when I'm doing that, here's the guilty pleasure of mine, is when I'm doing that, if this place is known for, if they're a great account that sells a ton of sparkling wine, but they're also known for their twice baked potatoes. Well, guess what? I'm trying the twice baked potato.
Yeah.
and put a little extra bacon on there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
You gotta try. You have to try. With what they're known for.
That's right. Come on. I'm not an idiot.
I'll back you up on that one.
Thank you, buddy. I appreciate that. Oh boy.
So, hey, just out of curiosity, with the 24-hour Karat one.
Yeah.
Is to me? It's not for my generation. That's to me. At least I don't think so. But that would seem like a Vegas or a casino type product.
It'll do well. So 24 Karat Sparkling Wine it's a California sparkling wine that comes in a Brut, a Grand Cuvée, and then a Rosé. And the really cool thing about it is it's award-winning sparkling wine. It's based out of Lodi, California, and we've put gold flakes in the bottles of wine. So when you buy a bottle of 24 karat, it has gold flakes in it, kind of like Goldschlager, and a few others. And the really cool thing about that is when you uncork the bottle and you pour it into flute, then the gold and the bubbles rise to the top. It really gives it a fun look. And of course it's safe to consume. It's basically like costume gold, but it's really created quite the excitement for on-premise, bars and clubs and restaurants.
Well, that's what I'm saying with being in Vegas. In my head, it's a Vegas product, but
it is.
I don't know the industry.
Yeah. Well, Vegas will end up being one of our bigger markets. We're going to launch the 24 karat officially first quarter of 2020. Right now, we're in the process of raising another round of capital, but it's fantastic product. And I'm pretty excited to share that we actually have some celebrities that we're talking to who want to come in with some seed capital. So I'm really excited. Not only is it nice to have some celebrity seed capital, but their network, their network would sure make our job a lot easier, and being able to get into accounts that may take us a little longer. So we'll see where that goes. But look out for 24 karat sparkling wine. It's awesome. Coming to a store near you.
On a personal note, can I ask you another beverage question?
Sure.
You seem like the absolute ideal guy. If I had a friend that wanted to start their own whiskey company, How would you go about starting that?
Well, it's funny. I get a lot of people asking me that. So I started my own consulting company about 5.5 years ago called West Coast Beverages Plus, where I consult and I meet with, aspiring beverage entrepreneurs, whether it's water or tea or whiskey or vodka or wine. They can contact me. And, there's a filling out period where I always like to say, I like to help people, and I'm all about helping individuals figure out what it is they really want to do. And a lot of times people think, hey, I've got this great idea. I bet you people would buy my product, but they have no idea how expensive it really is to not only create the product, but to really get the product on the shelf. So I usually give about an hour of my time, hour and a half, free pro bono, to get to better understand what their goals are. And then there's a period and a process where we interview each other, and if they feel comfortable with with me and I'm comfortable with them, then I help them, bring that dream to reality. Because I've been part of it for 4 or 5 different brands, Sobe and Fuse and Vitamin Water and Muscle Milk. I've been part of the startup stage with all of those brands from start to finish. So I definitely know what I'm doing, and love to help people. Quite honestly, that's really what I like to do. Of course, I charge. Yeah. But I don't. But for me, it's not about who can afford to pay me the most. In fact, that would never work in this industry. It's really about chemistry and finding the right person who really wants to listen to my guidance, and I'll tell them whether or not I think that's a great idea or a bad idea or an idea that can really come to fruition. So, yeah. So I can help your friend if you really have that friend, and I can help anybody out there.
He's my cousin.
Oh, great!
And he works for Young Market.
Oh yeah, they are the arguably the best distributor in the country. Them and Southern Wine, but Young's Market, they are the best.
So he's worked for them for I don't know how half a dozen years. He was a bartender before that. So him and his buddy, I know nothing about distilleries or any of that. But so when I talk to him, he's like, "Oh yeah, we're getting close." And I just gotta, he needs seed money, and he understands the market better than I do. Obviously, he's been in it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's competitive, but I'll tell you,
hugely competitive.
It is. But it's so exciting too, and the great thing about alcohol is you don't have to sell. Like, I'll give you an example. When I was at Fuse, you'd have to sell 10 to 12 cases, actually more than like 13 to 15 cases of Fuse to compare to the profits of what you make as a supplier, as to what you would make selling 24 karat. So so in the non-alcoholic world, you have to sell volume. It's all about volume, which is nothing wrong with volume, because you build a great brand, the volume will follow. But in the alcohol space, if you create a base of consumers that like your product, that will over time expand. But you don't have to have you just have a deep base to really make money. So there is so much money in the alcohol side of the industry. So it is it's competitive, yes, but it's the risk reward, the reward factor. If you find something that people need and you do well, oh my gosh, the sky's the limit.
Well, that's like I said, and I overly admittingly say I know nothing about that industry. You know what I mean? It's like, so it's just interesting that I would run into you, as it were.
Right. Yeah.
Maybe I'll get you guys in touch with each other.
Perfect. I'd appreciate it. That sounds great.
Yeah. So, well, see, a little side business through a podcast. You never know.
That's right. Hey, you never know. Maybe. Well, I'll definitely send you a couple bottles. I'd love for you to try my product, and and maybe we could during the lunch. Maybe we'll do something. Maybe we'll do sponsored by 24 Karat. Who knows? I don't know. There's a lot of fun things we can do, but I appreciate that.
I'll have to get I'll have to. Maybe I can get you some custom-made cowboy boots with gold in them.
Oh, don't tease me like that, buddy. Don't tease me, because I may wear those.
You'd be cool. Your girls. I'm sure you have your drink girls or whatever.
We do.
Brand ambassador type girls.
Yeah.
Get them gold boots. Come on, son.
Oh my gosh, that would be fantastic. I could see that right now. Yeah, I may have to circle back with you. That's a great idea.
Yeah, well, that's what we do, my friend.
Yeah, right. I like that. Thank you.
I really do think that would be kind of a good idea.
So do I. I'm not joking. No, I think I will circle back with you on that. I like that. Yeah, I think I may want a pair for my sales meetings. I think, how cool would that be?
I don't know if I can make you that cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're right. That's a stretch.
But we do one of our brands is called Tin Hall. And, we have the ability to do custom. It's kind of hard. It's a clear sole.
Okay.
And it's made out of a plastic rubber, and so you can actually put a sticker of something underneath it. So
really?
Whether it says 24 karat or whatever.
Oh, that's kind of cool. I like that. I'll look that up on the website.
I'll send you the link when we.
Okay. Thank you.
We've done some for some companies. I don't know what the minimums are. It's not a lot, but
yeah. Okay, I like that.
But then you could put your own logos underneath the bottoms of the boots.
Hey, nothing wrong with that. When I'm sitting across the table, with a customer or client, and I have this tendency after a while, especially when the meeting's going well, to cross my legs, and they see my logo on my heel, they're gonna know I'm all about the brand.
And it's not just the heel; it's the whole bottom of the boot.
Oh wow, that's even better. I like that.
You can actually put a picture of the actual bottle on there. I'll show you.
Oh wow, yeah, show that to me. I like that.
On the shaft, for the girls, they can do digital prints on the shaft.
Oh wow!
So if you wanted 24 karat digital print of the bottle or whatever on the shaft of the boot.
Wow, that's great.
And it injects it so it doesn't rub off, so it injects it like a tattoo.
Oh wow, that's great. What we're gonna do is we're gonna be creating some content videos. There are these like 30-second, 45-second, and a 60-second, 1 minute like video, different scenes. It'd be great to do a scene with those boots on, kind of, because we're gonna do one's gonna be like out on the beach, Miami Beach, another one downtown LA. We're looking at different venues, talking to this producer who's gonna work with us for these. It'd be great to do one of the scenes with the girls wearing those boots. Yeah, that would be kind of cool.
Yeah,
we got to get funded first before we start doing all these creative things here.
Well, now you're just getting picky.
Yeah, now, yeah. Don't let the facts get in the way of a good story, right?
Exactly, money.
Exactly. I know. Who cares? Just money.
Just money.
Yeah.
You'll get there.
I'll get there. Yeah, we're almost there. Almost there.
When do you expect that to pop?
We're hoping to close our first round by December 1st. We're looking to raise $3.6 million and for the seed, and right now we're at 1.7. So I'm very confident we're going to close by December 1st on that first round. And then once we do that, then we go into production with our winery. and we're looking to launch, with a little bit of luck and a few favors called with our winery. We're looking at maybe first week in February.
Now, is that when you're going to be out on the road selling to?
Yeah. Like right now, I'm on the road out there pitching investors and getting my distributors ready, making sure, really fostering some relationships, but out of sight, out of mind, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then come February, it's launch time. So we're looking to launch in Los Angeles, Las Vegas, Washington, D.C., and quite possibly Atlanta. That's phase 1. Phase 2 is New York, Colorado, Dallas, or I should say Florida, and Texas. So somebody to look to hire a sales force very shortly here, bring on some individuals that have been with me in the past, and it's exciting. It's an exciting time for us, that's for sure.
Yeah, a lot of unknowns, but
that's right.
Good potential.
That's right. And it's always nice when the retail chains are asking me, where's it at? Like, are we still on target? So, that makes me feel a lot better that they're asking me for it. Because, they see 100 brands a month that want to be on their shelves. So when they're asking me what the dates are and asking me for more samples, and then it makes me, quite honestly, it reinforces why it's important for me to be out in front, meeting with all these people, customers of mine, even without having any real product other than samples to show them. Again, out of sight, out of mind.
I hear you, man. That's the life we lead.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
And it seems like with the 24 karat stuff, I think all beverages benefit from social media, but it seems like that drink would really be benefit from a strong social media presence.
No doubt about it. There is quite the following right now on Facebook. You can look at it, 24 karat, Instagram, 24 karat. You could find you would think the product's already out in the marketplace.
I thought it was.
Just looking at people. Well, a lot of people think that, and which is great, because it is actually like seeding the market for us. So we're excited about that. I'm on the phone 3, 4, 5 times a day with individuals calling me, asking me where they can buy it from because they've seen it, or somebody walks into the store asking for it. And so how cool is that?
That's as a salesperson, that's
right.
That's a dream deal.
That's right. And of course I leverage that with, my customers, telling them exactly how many calls I get a week from people in their market. So it's a great feeling as a brand owner to know that there are people asking for your product.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, it's funny that you just reminded me of something. So, are you familiar with the product called Bug Assault?
Bug Assault? No.
Okay, you got to check it out. Just do yourself a favor, and when we hang up, look at this company called Bug Assault. What it is, it's a plastic gun, kind of like it's a plastic. You put salt in it, and then you aim it. It kills flies. Okay, so I saw it years ago on I think it was an infomercial. I thought, oh, that is really cool. I hate flies. Who doesn't hate flies? But it was like $30. I'm like, I don't really need that. So one day I'm at Sam's Club and I'm waiting for my prescription for my wife, and I happen to lean on a pellet of this end cap display, and I'm like, I look up and it's a pallet of Bug Assault guns. I'm like, oh my God, I remember I was going to buy that. So I had 15 minutes to wait for the prescription to be ready. grab it, and I'm looking at it. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to buy it. Who cares? I don't need it, but I'm going to buy it. I want it. So I take it home, and I hide it. Well, I didn't really hide it, but I put it away in the pantry because I knew my wife was going to be like, really? Doing another one of your gadgets. So long story short, I take it out, didn't tell my kids, having breakfast one Saturday, and there's flies in the house. We left the screen door open.
Oh,
so there's a couple flies. I didn't know this, but my son is recording me. I start shooting these flies. My son posted the video. It was about 35 seconds. You're not going to believe this. So he does it. He posts it. He didn't tell me. Later on that night, he's like, hey, Dad, check this out. Shows me his phone. I had 130,000 views.
That's insane.
It gets better. So then I'm like, you should have told me, Nico, my son's name, Nico.
Yeah.
You should have told me. He's like, no, because then you wouldn't have done it, whatever. So the very next day, he comes downstairs. He's like, you're not going to believe this, Dad. There's 313,000 views. I'm like, are you kidding me? I go, is that normal? He's like, I can't believe it. By day number 7, I had 790,000 views and 415 reviews, like where they went to go look at it again. Okay, so Bug Assault ended up calling me. Bug Assault ended up sending me a box full of these guns.
Oh, did they really?
They did, thanking me for doing that. I'm like, don't thank me, thank my son, but
yeah,
you're very welcome. But that's the power of digital social media. Can you imagine that in a 6-day period to get that many views?
No, but that would be awesome.
That is, I couldn't believe it. So I am a wit. I've been part of that, and it was not staged. It was totally, random, and it was sincere, and it was a lot of fun. So much fun that, the company decided to send me a box full of goodies, and, they thought I planned it out, and I really didn't. So for a second, I thought about doing something with that. But quite honestly, I didn't really have the time to do it. I regret it now. But again, the power of digital social media.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
I wish you the best luck. What's the best way for my listeners to reach out and stay in touch with you or get a hold of you? Would it be LinkedIn? LinkedIn would be a great way to get a hold of me. It is Joe I'll put the link on the website.
Oh, that'd be great. If you can do that, that'd be great. Yeah. LinkedIn is the preferred method to get a hold of me, and I'm very responsive to my LinkedIn account. So, and there's a way, once you get on LinkedIn, there's ways of getting a hold of me quickly through LinkedIn, some direct contact info. But yeah, if you would do that, that'd be fantastic.
Absolutely.
I'd appreciate that.
I'll put the 24 Karat website up there, and
thank you.
Whatever else you need. So,
okay, I appreciate that.
You gave me the most valuable thing you got, which is your time. So I appreciate you reaching out and us talking for a while.
Well, I'm a big fan of your podcast. You make time for me. My time is valuable. I'm a talk radio podcast guy. I love listening to you. So when you asked me, I was like, are you kidding me? Of course I want to be involved. So I appreciate you very much, and I really like what you do.
I appreciate that. That means a lot. So, hey, we will definitely be staying in touch after this. So
definitely.
I'll get my cousin in touch with you.
Okay.
I'll get you some gold boots.
Okay, there you go. I appreciate it. I'll send you some 24 karat wine, and let's stay in touch.
You got it. So again, thanks again for the time, and like I said, we'll stay in touch, buddy.
Okay, you got it. Have a great day.
Thanks, Joe. You too, buddy.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.